1. What up, YouTube? Agent of Persuasion here with our boys, our fellow YouTubers. Slim, I'm so angry. We're here with who?
Azad Dahim.
And we're here with
Ben Wyman.
Blink Wonderberg.
Oh yeah. And what's your guys' team name?
We were the Sentouki sisters.
Sentouki sisters.
The Sentouki sisters. Yes, that is us.
Awesome.
None of us actually played Sky Striker, by the way.
Oh, that's
none
nice.
of us. Yeah.
We've done all
No, we
Sky
did
Striker.
our Sky Striker.
Yeah, we are Sky Striker. So we agreed.
I'm Kagari.
He's Kagari.
He's Kagari.
I'm Shizuku, and he's Hayate.
All right, that's pretty
Yeah.
nice. That's pretty nice. All right, let's start off with you guys today.
Okay, so for Salem Angry Monsters, it's pretty standard. 3 Gazelle, 3 Spinny, 3 Foxy, just as many like starters as possible. 1 Falco, the Jaguar, like to make level 4s. So 1 Foul. This card is insane. You use it to chain block Gazelle so they can't Ash or Roar it, and then it just sends itself or like a dead card in hand and out Roar in the mirror. Against Striker, it's useful because you can like lock down multiple back row before you commit to anything, and then Leo them away so they don't go to Grave. It's also, when you draw it, like making Dweller with this card in your hand is just so free because you always end with Jaguar,
Yeah.
and it's just free level 4. For normal summons, it was just Debug. We didn't play Buffalo because we thought it was like, it required 2 specific hands to function, whereas Debug was kind of just always good. Going second, we tried it out a lot because against Roar and Colossus, it's just the worst card ever.
Yeah.
For hand traps, we played, this is the best one, 3 Ogre and 3 Valor. So I didn't play Ash at all.
No Ash.
Yeah, I figured Ash just was awful. It doesn't actually negate anything. Multi-roll always protects. In the mirror, it's the same thing as Valor. I'd rather Ogre than normal summon because a lot of people are cutting back on Will and they just end their turn when you Ogre the Gazelle. Ogre also hits multi-roll, which is like a huge problem. Ogre hits Summon Sword against Thunder, which might stop Goliath, and Ash against Thunder just gets chain blocked every single time.
Yeah.
So like,
even in the mirror, it could
even in the mirror gets chain
even
blocked.
in the mirror gets
Face
chain
Foul
blocked.
chain blocks it. Like Ash's only merit is being like you can add it back, but if you're in a position where you're able to resolve Ash like multiple times in a game, like you should already be winning.
Yeah, and another thing is against the decks that you would like typically be able to, where the game would like, where you really need to add the Ash back, would be against like the combo decks, and Ogre against the combo decks was doing more than 2 Ashes was anyway.
Yeah, it's like very high impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last monster was just like a Scythe because this card is ignorant.
Nice.
For spells, Sanctuary, 3 Circle, 1 Fusion. People are cutting this card too, but like it's just a win condition. I think you have to play it. So we played 2 Will and a Reborn. It kind of goes together. I'd like to play 3 Will, but Reborn's kind of just better.
Yeah.
They fill the same exact role. Like their main purpose really is to just like go into Dweller turn 1 because Dweller, it's just, besides Striker, it really is impossible to push through, especially in the mirror. And this card as an extender is very good. It also helps with Borreload with second effect with Update Jammer, which is helpful. We expected Striker, so we made Twin Twister because of roll and there can only be 1.
Yeah.
That's it for the spells. Oh, no Call by the Grave because I don't really care if they hand trap me as long as I'm like ending on Gazelle in hand and I'm like able to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Like not getting to a trap isn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
Just one of each Angry Trap. You never need more than 1, and then 3 Sanctum. This is like the best card I think ever. If you go first and open this card and it resolves, like you just kill them next turn every single time.
Yeah.
I could never not play.
Is there a reason why you guys didn't play Trap Trick?
So Trap Trick, the problem with Trap Trick is that when you Trap Trick for Sanctum, you can't use Roar to protect the Sanctum and the Scythe anymore. So it's just too greedy, and when you go second, like it's just too many going first cards. So.
Yeah, it's just definitely too many going first cards. So what we didn't mention actually is me and Ben played the same exact list card for card. So now we're just gonna move on to the extra deck. So we played 2 Baylings. If you ever really needed the 3rd, you probably did something wrong in the game. The 3rd should like never ever ever come up. We played 3 Sunlight Wolf, 2 Heat Leo, 1 Stalio. Same thing. You don't really need the second Stalio. If the second one comes up, you probably didn't like play perfectly. Then Phoenix, Hida, Spore Load, Update Jammer, Dweller, this card's crazy, of course. Starving Venom, because we sided Super Poly. And then the Salamangreat Fusion. And then side deck, sorry, 3 Droll, 3 Lancia. This was like mostly for combo, but there were other decks that we sided Droll in against, like Striker, the Guru deck, just other like rogue stuff. And then 3 Pankratops. We sided this in against the Mirror and against Striker, and then of course any other back row decks that existed. We actually did side this against some of the combo decks. Because like the Thunder decks, they would like end on Goliath or something, or they'd like end on Hot Red. We could bait the Hot Red, just stuff like that. And then we sided extra Fusion and this for the Mirror. We also sided this in against like every one of the dark combo decks, like Thunder Dragon or Orchist or whatever.
I think like Fusion of Fire is hands down just the best possible card in the Mirror.
Yeah, the
like hands down, because like you shotgun it, they have to roar, and then you just set it again and kill them.
Yeah. And then we sided the last Twin Twister. And then the last 2 cards we sided was 1 Order and 1 Gozen. I know the 1 Gozen looks really, really, really odd, but we had 2 spaces on our side deck, and we wanted to dedicate them to Sky Striker. So we wanted 2 Floodgates, the 2 best Floodgates against Sky Striker, Imperial Orders at 1, thankfully. So we thought the second best one was Gozen match, so we did 1 Order and 1 Gozen match instead of Anti-Spell, because Gozen is like actually like more usable going second. And if they floodgate you, the anti-spell isn't really doing that much, because like they can wait, you know. There's turns to wait.
Sure. All right, let's go on to the last player. We're gonna scoot everyone down.
Playing the Goo deck. I played Danger Thunder.
Danger Thunder. All right.
So for Dangers, I played 3 Jackalope, 3 Sukanoko, 3 Nessie, Bigfoot, 2 Mothman. All of them were good. I wish I played 2 Bigfoot, so you could actually summon Target and make Goliath, Colossus, Hot Red. What's that card called?
Dark Matter.
Dark Matter, yes. This was easily the worst Danger in my whole deck. This card is like terrible. I actually hate this card. Like, because when you hit it, it just like summons itself, and that like really sucks. Like, I would just play 3 of this, because I Danger to like dig. And then like, if you hit this card, you can draw a card and put a Light Engrave, because a lot of the time you would just accidentally pitch your baby dragons because you just couldn't summon them because you just didn't have lights or darks. So like, this card is not very good. I mean, but you have to play it because it's like one of the better Dangers, but
And the deck also struggles with like getting Lights Engrave in general.
Yes.
So being able to choose the card you discard helps.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then for Thunder Dragons, I played 2 Roar, 2 Dark, 2 Hawk, 3 Thunder Dragon, and a Duo. So we played a bigger Thunder engine because like we didn't want to just like fizzle out after we play going second, and I actually enjoyed it. But the only thing is, like, this card isn't good to draw. Like, when you don't have any Thunder cards, so I'd probably play 2 of this. This card was insane. It's probably your best normal summon in your deck going into interrupts, like, going second. Like, this card's very good because it's just a dark to put in the graveyard. Like, so many cards that banish, and it just gets Hawk. Thunder Dragon, like, is like, the best... worst card in the deck because like it literally doesn't do anything, but it does like a lot. Like
how many Azad counters did you get?
How many Azad counters did you get?
A lot of Azad counters. And then like actually putting this Engrave just to like one time like I needed the Light Levy in your effect and top cut. Like that's a story I'll explain in a second. So this card was actually like really good. Like the mathematical like the probability increases for like not hitting good cards off of Dangers matters, and this card was like insane. Like this card was just always good. Like you can add it back off of Roar if you pitch it. So you don't always need a black dragon or a white dragon to trigger your Eclipse Runner when you combo, because sometimes you can just like summon this card, link with it, get this duo, banish your Wyvern, summon this, get Levianeer, summon Levianeer, and then you still make a rank 8 with these 2 anyway, so it just doesn't matter. So this card was amazing. The attack effect resolved like 2 or 3 times. It wasn't really necessary, but like the free 8 and like just banishing the monsters to trigger the chaos effects is just really good.
Did you ever put Second Sight on top of your deck with the end phase effect?
No.
No. That's just cool interaction.
This card just like never like got to the other turn.
That's overly.
Yes. For normal summons, I played 3 Solar and 3 Sky Blaster. This card is like only good for like Solar River Burster. Otherwise, I actually side it out every single time I'm attacking, and it like all 3 of them because it's just not like good. I would honestly like rather play like any other normal summon that does something significant when it gets into the graveyard. Yeah. This card is just crazy going first because like making Saryuja basically means like you always have full combo, and like Sky Blaster, like going second, if you can resolve it, like you probably do win the game. So Sky Blaster just significantly higher impact than this card. And then for the Dragon Engine, I played a 3 River Burster, 3 Collapse Serpent, Wyvern, Bolos, best card in my deck by a mile, Levianeer, and then for the Dark Matter, I played Goliath and Archbrave. So this card's insane. Like, please ban this card. I don't know, it's ridiculous. I played 3 of these because I just wanted more dragons, like just to see. And I actually don't regret it. I did side out the second one a lot though, because I did like cut down. I mean the third one. Because I would always side out Solar, so it's another light, and I would just always like take this out. So I didn't like clog on these. I only clogged on BB Dragons like once, and that was like 1 round we lost. But like I think it was fine. But I still keep it because I think I would play like 2 of this card. Yeah. Because going second, especially with the higher counts of dragons and banished cards in general, this is a card you always want in your graveyard. Like I very rarely had this card outside of the actually. I don't think I actually sent this card to the graveyard outside of the combo ever. So like, but this is a card you actually do want to see because Wyvern gets Levianeer, and Levianeer is an insane card. And like, Diabolos is like Diabolos, it's fine. Like he's just there. Trigger for Colossus summons. Also, when you tribute summon, like over a dark, you summon him. So that matters sometimes, but like only sometimes. This card's like insane. I actually use all 3 of these effects of this card. Levianeer just chain blocking is ridiculous. Sometimes it either chain blocks itself or it chain blocks things so they don't get ashed, which is insane. Popping cards is ridiculous. Ripping cards when you go first is ridiculous. And then in Top Cut, I played Luke Parks. So like he just made Roar Dweller, and he put me down to like a Saryuja and like a Mothman with like 2 cards in hand, and I'm just like and then he's like still a full board of like Dweller, Phantasme, Wolf, Sanctuary. And I'm like, the only way I really win this game is if I make a Desperation Phoenix with my Saryuja and Mothman and draw Levianeer. And then I did it until Wolf popped it, drew the Levianeer, cleared his board. He punted lethal, but ended on Helios Trap. So I drew to 2. I drew the second Levianeer in my deck. And then I had a Solar, and I was just like, So I like feigned Desperation, summoned Solar, and I was like, oh, thanks. And then they literally like argued for 30 seconds, like, do they roar this Solar? And end up Luke was just like, you know what, it's right. And he did it. And then I went Levianeer, banish 3 lights, bring back the other Levianeer, make
Dark Matter.
Yeah, then make Dark Matter send Goliath. And then, like, I literally won a game I was never going to win in a million years. Like,
Feign Desperation.
Yes, it was ridiculous. Oh, this card, and then these 2. So, like, these cards are, like, this is, like, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Like, this is the Trinity, but, like, I drew the 3 of them together 4 times. And then I drew a combination of the 2, like I just can't even count how many times. I actually lost because I drew.
Didn't you open all 3 in top 8?
No, I opened these 2 in top 8. I know last round of Swiss I opened, like this was just my hand, like these 3 and like unplayable cards. But this card's ridiculous. Like, it's not even a negate, it's a win condition that has to be addressed through negates, which is just like absurd. And going second, if you can capitalize, even just get 2 8s, it doesn't matter what Salamangrate has. Like, as long as they don't have Roar, they're never going to kill this card. because that deck can't kill big monsters. Yeah, well, I mean, rage, yeah. So like it's just like win condition, like even going second. So it's just outrageous. And then my only 3 spells were Light of Sekka. This card was insane. It was just always good, even under Dweller. Like it at worst baited Ash and fixed my hand, which was like great. That's like still fine. But like this card just literally pot of greed. It's just like I resolved like 2 of it a decent amount in one game, and then like one game I resolved 3 of them, and I was like, wow, this card is just crazy. Allure is like interesting because of the interaction with Dark, but I think Light of Sekka, just like for what it does for the deck, is just irreplaceable. And Melody is like Levineer is insane, but Melody in itself is like really, really bad. So for my side, I played 3 Sphere Mode for the Mirror and like as a thought combo decks because then on the Decode Talk of Niche and the PK guy. Not PK guy, Time Thief. So that outs that. I played 3 Gamma Seal. This was for Sky Striker and the Dark decks like still, so you can like just tribute over the XYZ. And then for the Mirror, well, I played 3 Electric Virus.
Oh, baby.
So the idea of the Mirror is you just, so post side, you say, okay, you can go first. And they full combo you. They Dark Matter, you banish Roar and Hawk. So your Roar summons a Hawk, and your Hawk shuffles your hand. That lets you draw these 6. So Virus, so if you see Sphere Mode, you're out their board, but if you Virus, you just like Virus the Hot Red, negate the Colossus, and you kill the Goliath. Then you play, and then you make your own Dark Matter, and then you Goliath them back.
Yeah, that's insane.
So it just breaks the board, even like with, you have 4 cards, and then Hawk bounces back for 5, and that lets you do a whole Thunder Dragon play as well.
And with the Hawk Mulligan, you see like 11 cards.
Yeah, you just see literally 11 cards. I also decided 3 Phantasmic for the Mirror, just to like get that.
The same thing.
Yeah, because like it's just free draws, and like it's just literally not a card. Yeah. Like, yeah, which is insane. And then finally 3 Pankratops. I didn't. So like I thought about it, and I was like, I can side all 15 cards for the Mirror, but then I was like, that just makes my deck unplayable. Like I don't have that many cards to side out, so I only did Virus, Phantasme, Sphere Mode for the Mirror. Yeah. But this card was for like trap decks that played like Limit, Summon Limit, where like there can only be 1, or like just Salamangreat. So like I sided against Striker, even though it conflicts with Phantasme, but I felt like outing Summon Limit was too important, and it did out Summon Limit, so it was good. I would play it again probably. It's fine. And then extra deck, I played 2 Saryuja, I get for the combo, Summon Sorceress, insane. Like, I never did it, but I knew like you could give them a Thunder, or like any monster, well preferably Thunder, and then you make a Cypher, because that's a rank you play for Dark Matter. You can take back the Thunder and then make a Colossus with the Thunder you gave them, and then trigger its effect, which is insane. Reaper Docus, this card is actually like unfair, because it not only does it make Summon Sorceress, it can make something a dragon. So if you have 4 monsters, you can like make something a dragon, use 2 other monsters, make Saryuja, then make LP with that monster you made a dragon. And then you can also make monsters dark, tribute them, and then get Diabolos' effects. So Link Spider for Sky Blaster, making Saryuja. Agarpain and LP for the combo. Unicorn and Phoenix for like removal and playing to going second. I mean Unicorn twice. One time it was like in top 16 against Luke. It was like, it was good. Other times it wasn't good. Phoenix was made a lot. This card's insane. Especially like the draw is very relevant, especially in this format where like decks have like Saryuja, it's unlike Wolf, like you're always getting a zone to draw into. Warlord, and then 2 Colossus, Hot Red, and then I didn't play Crystal Wing because I wanted to protect my Goliath from cards that like spell or trap cards or monster effects that would try to like pop it or like take it.
Called by the Grave, Anchor.
Yes, Called by the Grave, Anchor, like Afterburner. Somebody like, it happened multiple times. People had literally tried to econ my my Goliath, and like this would just negate the econ. So it was like that was really good. And then for the Dark Matter package, like Cypher and Dark Matter. Cypher's effect can come up. I just actually never used it, but it's still like probably the best one by far. Like the other ones actually just are vanillas, and this card has an effect like sometimes. Yeah. But I always just went straight to Dark Matter every single time I summoned it.
One thing about this card that's relevant is when you take an Exceed monster, its name becomes Cypher Dragon. Yeah. So you can like take a Stalio and then Dark Matter on the Stalio instead of the Cypher.
And you could also summon this card off of a Garpain into like Dark Matter, and then that just instant Goliath. Same thing with LP, you can just LP straight into Goliath, which is nice.
You can also summon a Goliath off of a Garfield from the extra deck, right?
What? What'd you say?
You can summon Goliath from the extra deck, right?
Oh yeah. That
Yeah.
didn't happen like in person, but that happened in testing. Yeah. Like this card was the double attack effect actually came up a lot to like push through Balinks. So like this card is actually pretty practical.
Over Balinks?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like and like pushing through Balinks too, like engrave for Wolf, like it's actually really relevant to card's effect. Yeah. All in all, the deck was good. I don't think the deck will be good next event. People will be prepared for it.
I'm gonna have you guys bunch together. All right.
Hello.
So Team YCS first experience notes. What you got?
It's very stressful, especially if you're the last to finish. It is like the most nerve-wracking thing ever. Like especially if your two teammates like are one and one lost, and you're like the last one to finish. It is the scariest thing on the planet. Yeah. That is awful.
I really hope they do more Team YCSs because like I think it really helps like good players make it further because like the odd like it's like a fallacy, but the odds of like all three people like getting cheesed by something dumb is like technically it's the same, but like in practical sense because like when you have side deck cards and outs, it's not as likely because their decks are also just like more inconsistent, like. Because, like, for example, in a YCS by yourself, you can just, like, play against Subterror, which is obviously, like, a worse deck. But they won the roll and drew in City, and, like, there could only be one, and you just lost. Yeah. But having extra games helps, like, mitigate that variance.
Yeah, of course.
So. Also, like, your teammates can just, like, you can lose so many matches and still do really, really well if your other teammates pull through. Yeah. Like, what were your collective records?
I lost 3 in Swiss. I lost 3 matches in Swiss.
So you were 4-3.
Well, 7-3.
Yeah.
7-3. Yeah.
Oh yeah, after the
day 2. I played against like in the entire tournament. I played against 8 Sky Striker, which I'm now realizing is such a hard matchup, and I'm pretty sure Salamangreat might actually just like not be playable.
I think if we played Transcode Talker, that card helps that matchup significantly.
Striker is actually just such a hard matchup. Like I played against 8 of them. I didn't play against any of the combo decks, which I prepared my deck more for, but I did pull through against most of the strikers, so it was fine. Yeah, I did lose a match to Cyber Dragon. I went first, and I just went like summon Bailing's Pass, and then he just OTK'd me. And then in game 3, same thing, just summon Bailing's Pass, and then he didn't OTK me that time, but he like broke my board and then summoned Infinity, and then like I just drew into like a Foxy, and I'm just like, okay, I lose.
So how'd you like the communication part, like the talking? Did you like that?
I feel like we didn't talk.
Yeah.
We didn't take advantage of it enough. We definitely did not take advantage of it enough. I honestly think like it was more distracting than anything.
To, like, talk to him in the middle of the game.
The main thing with the communication, I think that like helps is like when you draw a hand, it's like making the decision of like which card you want to end on.
Yeah.
Like getting another opinion, but that because like the card you end on will change based on the other cards in your hand. So like if you can just get a second opinion on it, or a confirmation. That was the main thing we did.
Yeah, it's like a 2-second question too. So it's not like we're not like asking them how do we play our entire turn. Yeah. It's like do we end on Dweller or Roar?
Yeah.
Like
makes sense.
Because a lot of the time, like when you talk to people, you're just like giving away free information to your opponent. So like you want to try to like be as like independent as you can.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the shout outs. Who you guys got?
I'm gonna say it. Ed. I'm not even gonna say the last name. Just Ed.
Everyone knows Ed.
Ed, yes, you have to know Ed.
Shout out TCS.
Yes, Team Collector Store. That is not on my. That is not even on my shirt.
We're all zooming into the fans.
We actually played against one of the other TCS teams
In a feature match.
in the feature match. So go watch that. I think it's somewhere on
do
YouTube.
not watch that, actually.
No,
He
Ben.
embarrasses
No,
himself.
actually, no. Go watch it. Ben embarrasses himself.
Yeah,
Please
so
go watch
in
it.
Swiss, I had 2 losses only, and they were my only losses in Swiss were to just me like being off by Yu-Gi-Oh, especially in the feature match. So, you can skip that one. That's fine.
Signing out both floors.
There were mistakes,
That was insane.
but it happens.
So that's all you guys shout out to everybody?
Shout out to Card Overflow.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, make sure you check them out on eBay,
All right.
foreign cards, and then shout out to Nishad because
yeah,
this
this
is
is
the
like
Nishad
primary. This is a Nishad deck, yes.
Yeah,
He
we talked to him
convinced-
a lot about it.
Yeah, he convinced me to switch. Basically like a week before the YCS, because I wasn't exactly sure. Like I was going to play Silent Mangrave, but I wasn't happy because I think that deck sucks, and it does.
It does. It does. I'm telling. This deck is awful.
It
This
really
deck is literally unplayable.
This card is good, though.
I do not. Yes, this card is good. I honestly do not know how we made it with Salamangreat. This deck sucks.
No, you make it because this card is good and this card is good.
Yes.
And that's it.
Like,
That's it.
This
Like,
deck is so awful.
It's just you go second and you fuse them, or you go first and you scythe or dweller them.
Like
and that's it.
I played against so much Sky Striker, and every time I won, I'm just like, how did that happen? Like I would just like grind through back row and then just run out of Kagaris or something, and then be like, okay, I can see.
If you go first and you don't get to Sanctum or Dweller, you probably still just lose
Yes.
anyway.
Yeah.
The disrupts are nothing, and then your monster just vanillas. So
The only redeeming quality of this deck is the good matchup it has against like the combo decks like Thunder and like Orcus, which I didn't even play against, but like I think that is the only redeeming quality of this, and the fact that I can play Sanctum. That is like,
Yeah.
this deck really is not good, and I'm not just saying that so like people don't like play it. I'm like, this deck is just genuinely not good.
Like my deck. In Swiss,
sad. It's really sad.
I went 9-1 in Swiss
Yeah.
for our team.
That's good.
So,
Carries.
the only loss I had to was Trickstar on the feature match.
This man.
Yes, this man right here.
Hello.
Hey, Jesse.
Trickstar is a better salamander.
Definitely because
Probably,
I
yeah.
phoenixed
Probably
into a
is.
sanctum that was live.
No one
So I just lost everything I owned and got sized. But this deck, like, Salamangreat is literally a joke to this deck. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, if my
Okay,
top...
that is not true.
How did you see my top 16 match? That deck is literally a
Okay,
You
joke.
got so you literally 1 in a million your opponent.
Yes,
Yeah.
that deck
Yeah.
is... But, like, that
yeah,
deck is
draw-
so
oh, let me
bad.
hear.
My
Oh,
only losses were...
11
Here
years
again.
in a row.
My losses were like
Such a good
Trickstar and
matchup.
Sky Striker. That was actually my second Sky Striker I lost to in top 8. I beat the first one in Swiss. But I played 3 mirrors, and the side deck worked every single time. Like, Electric Virus, took a prize card, it took a Cypher that took a Colossus, and I sent his whole board
Did
to
you
the
keep the
graveyard.
prize card?
I should have. It was way.
Oh, you could have just shuffled it back in your deck. Oops, sorry.
My bad. Yeah. But, like...
All right, guys. Well, congratulations again, top 8 finish, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
thank you.
And this is your first Team YCS experience. And,
Yes, it is.
I'm glad you guys
First
did
and
good.
probably only.
I don't think so. I think
You think there's gonna be another one?
There might be one more.
probably
It ran
one
very
every-
smoothly.
I
It
think
ran very smoothly.
One every
actually.
year probably is
That
going
would
to
be
be bad.
All right, guys. Well, congratulations, guys, and thanks for the deck roll.
Thank you.
Thanks.